So like I said, I was kind of talking about how clipping is not required for this ad. I am going to go ahead and go to photop.com, and I'm going to do a file open and bring in those skis that I clipped the last time. They might be in my downloads folder. I'll to-do list view here. It could be a ways down. I think that this is it here. So I'm going to open those up. This is with the transparent background that we did with removebackground.com. Okay, so so just pretend I just opened this. And then go to layer, new adjustment layer, and this is where I'm going to go into I think hue saturation. And then I can make these blue by adjusting this hue. You know, you can pick your hue basically. So I'm going to make these blue for, you know, just to target men more, because women are pink and men are blue. So we'll do a file, export as, let's just keep it a PNG because that will keep that transparent background. If you export out a JPEG file, it'll automatically fill that in with white. So now we have a set of blue skis we can actually bring in to this ad. I'm going to crop this really quick. If I click on this shape, go to settings, crop, let's just bring this up. Okay, and I'm going to crop this one too a little bit just because, I don't know, I just find it kind of confusing. Push return to make it stick. And that's good enough. I mean, it's poking out a little bit on the sides, but and then let's go to elements. We can go to my uploads and we'll upload files, and the blue set of skis is what we're going to bring in. So we brought those in. Let's just twist these to make them horizontally oriented. Maybe size them down. I'm going to zoom in on my canvas by Command plus or Control plus on a PC. So let's see. Oh, okay, so I had fall as larger, and then this went into here. And what kind of font is this? Big Shoulders display. I wonder if that's in Bannersnap. It might not be, but it's worth a try to find that text. I'm not quite sure where okay, I think you go to the T tool here. So maybe we'll go into where the B section is, and try and find Big Shoulders. BIG. Doesn't look like it's in here. Okay, well, if it's not in here, that's okay. One way to create continuity in the design anyway is to use the same font, but it can be hard to find. If we're switching programs, it can be really hard to find the same font. So I've looked through my fonts and I'm getting into the B section now, but I'm not really seeing Big Shoulders in here. This one might work actually. Might work a little bit better than what we had. So maybe I'll just change it to that font. I think it's called like Babes or something. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how to say it, but here we go. Babes New. Pretty close to the other font that we had. So let's just make this quite a bit larger. Go into text here. Here's the size, so let's just make that like that big. Sorry, my phone just went off. Go up here in the text tool, I have it selected over here. Change the size here, maybe make it a little larger so that it's filling up the canvas a little bit better. Yeah. I don't know if there is a drop shadow. Oh, there is. So we can go into color, drop shadow. You can edit your drop shadow, change the color. Maybe I'll make it a dark blue instead of a black because it's less harsh looking. Oh my gosh, shush. Turn that down, sorry. And then we'll go here, we'll do the drop shadow again, we'll edit that and change the color to kind of a dark blue because I don't really like black drop shadows. I think they're kind of harsh looking typically. And then we can kind of size this up to be similar to this ad here. It's a little better, a little bit closer to what we had in the last ad. Maybe I'll just kind of line up the tops of these two fonts, try and move this up as much as possible. And then, you know, I'm probably going to have to readjust his, where this snowboarder is, I'm probably going to have to move him, crop him a little differently. So we're going to have to probably, you know, add some at the top, push return to make it stick. And maybe we'll just move this down a little bit so that he is underneath. Same goes for this other section of ad here. That's right here. Settings, crop that. I'll crop it up a little bit, push return, and then I'll just move it down to try and line it up so that you can't tell that I did that. I might have to move it over just a smidge too. There. That's pretty good. This is a good way of kind of keeping track of where the canvas is at, having this background color. It's still a little confusing. We can always bring everything in to the size of the canvas if we need to. Typically you'll get that green line popping up once you hit the right size. Yeah, right here. So this actually isn't over quite far enough. Okay, so I got that all dialed in. And I'm just going to start adding in, you know, my subhead using the text tool, my promo, some more of my elements, my logo. I'll be uploading that into the elements in my uploads. If I need to back up, I can always go here, add in different shapes, icons, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to kind of work on it a little bit and then I'll restart the video. Okay, so I've kind of got it arranged the way I'd like to have it arranged. It's similar, especially in the headline, to the last ad, so we have some visual continuity there. I'm just not going to have time, room in this ad for a lot of things. I'm realizing the size of this ad is really limiting how many things we can put into it. So definitely if you don't put a subhead in, that's fine, especially if you put in a promotion. And I will definitely mention that in the directions for this assignment. But definitely make sure you have that same, you have a headline, and then also the call to action on a web advertisement is typically going to be a button. They're a little different than a print ad. So, you know, a more information button is great. Something like that. You can also look up online like good button text, you know, like appropriate button text, and then look through the different call to actions that are on a button for a web ad, listed in Google or in an article that you might find, and you can use that button text, but more information works pretty well. It's kind of short and sweet. So definitely with a web ad, the CTA is going to be shortened into a button. So that's something to think about. Okay, so I basically have this ready to go. It's a little busy, but it's just the way it is with this ad. I want to do the timeline. Oops, not that. So if you click on timeline down here, you'll get your timeline. And then this is where you can actually start animating your layers. So I'm not asking for a lot of different animation. If you click on the button here, you can see all of the different things in here. So actually I'm going to push shift and hold that down and click on all of these things, and then I'm going to do a group up here, and that's going to group all of these things together in one group. it didn't necessarily do it in the layer, but so if we go here to like this little arrow that pops up in the beginning of our text here, these three texts, I can actually fade these in. You can also slide right, slide left, however you want to do that. I might fade these in, and then I'm going to fade them. I'm going to leave them, but I'm not going to start them till maybe 2 seconds in. And let's make this 5 seconds long, this animation. Actually, let's make the whole animation 4 seconds long. So for this is 0 seconds to 4 seconds here. That's the total length. And I'm not going to have the promo come in till the second, 2 seconds in to the animation. The button can come in at the same time as the animation. And we can maybe have that slide in from, you can preview them pretty easily. Maybe slide down. Or maybe slide left, maybe slide left. And I want that to be one of the last things it shows. Fall into winter sports, the headline, you know, we can slide that in from the right. Oops, that's the wrong. That's okay, that can still slide in from the right. That's actually down here. We might have to fade in the bear paw logo. Using the hide layer eyeball button helps you kind of determine what you're doing here, or which layer you're actually working with. There's actually more of these too if we use, so this elastic thing will kind of make stuff move. This is going to be pretty busy looking, but just have fun with the animations. I'm not requiring anything super specific with it. I think I'm going to push shift and I'm going to group these two things, and then I'm going to put on the same. Actually, let's bring these in from the top because it kind of goes with the fall text, the theme. This shape can just fade maybe. Okay, so if we actually play this, there's a lot going on, but it's a little clunky, but honestly, I'm not asking for you guys to make an amazing animation. I just want you to play around with it and have fun with it. Maybe consider bringing something in later than something else. So, you know, bringing it over in the timeline and only showing up at like 1 second or 2 or 3 seconds. I wouldn't imagine that you'd need to make this much longer than a 4 second thing. So let's title this up here. Something like that. Maybe put your name in here, you know, and then Bear Paw Ski Bowl. This is a web ad, so we want to put that there. Oops, I'm grabbing the wrong thing. I'm trying to grab my window here. And then this is the loop count over here. Once, twice. We could also go forever, but let's just leave that on once. And then to what is this? And then also to share this with me. And this should be saving automatically on its own, but let's go to my workspace. So there is our ad here. I've done other ads too, but and then we can go here and go more and then copy share link. So you have to go to my workspace to view, and then you'll see your ad much like you would in Canva. And then we click on these 3 buttons and copy share link. And this share link is what we can actually paste into our browser window to view the ad real time. And this is the link that I'm requiring that you turn into Brightspace. So you're going to have to go into the assignments folder and turn it in here. And I think you would just put this in the comments section, and then maybe just upload a file if you need to. I might change that so that you don't have to upload a file, but just at least provide me with that link for grade in Brightspace by the due date, which is this coming Sunday. Hopefully this makes some sense to you. If you have any issues, just let me know. Okay, we'll talk to you later.